Can you smell and taste?
Oh, well, we just started recording, so I'll get back to that question later. Welcome everybody to team training. Today is August 19th. We like to have just a little get together. We have lots of trainings going on all the time, but we like to get together as a community the first and third Thursday of every month. And so my name is Jason Adams, in case we haven't met. So I know there's some new faces on here. Excited. Welcome to the coaching family. Tonight is going to be fun. We have a guest speaker, and I just wanted to kind of share a little different perspective, because sometimes we start doing this coaching thing and we're really not sure what it is or what that looks like long term. And I just thought it'd be fun to have another voice in here that's been doing it just a little bit longer than some of the rest of us, and just a little different perspective. So I'm glad you guys are all here. If you aren't in the new boot camp that just started, the Momentum Boot Camp, I think that's the name for that one. So if you haven't been on that one, definitely get with your mentor, see if it's right. I know for some new people, it might be a lot, but I'm gonna tell you what, you're gonna get all the information that you could ever need to be successful at this business. And you know, the first one was great. There was some good fire going. So that's definitely something you want to check out. They're all recorded. So if you know, Saturdays can be busy sometimes. So if it's busy, you can't hop on, you can always check the recording. So I'd highly suggest that. And then we'd just like to share some other good news. It looks like shipping times are getting back to normal, or even better too. I've seen some people getting stuff within like a few days, which is amazing. You know, we were stuck here with the whole COVID thing here in Montana, and I didn't ship my order here because I didn't think it would come. And lo and behold, we totally would have got it in time. But oh well, that's okay. I'll get it later. That is, you know, part of life on the road, is sometimes you got to navigate some of those things. But I have plenty of reserve stuff, so I'm good. Anyway, so let's get this going. Welcome again. Like I said, we have a special guest here tonight. I'm gonna introduce her. Yeah, I see smiles already. I'm so excited. Her and her husband have been coaching for 11, 12, 10. All right, so 10 years. And guys, when I say this, like, if it wasn't for them, we would not be here. So they are Dan and Megan's coaches. They are the ones that paid it forward to them, and we're so thankful for them. So Raquel, I'm not going to take anything else away. Thank you so much for being on, and I'm just going to let you take it.
Well, thanks, Jason. And please send my love to Eileen. She's one of my best friends. So every chance I get, I'd love to just connect with you guys. Well, thank you for inviting me. I feel like, wow, I'm like a distant cousin or something, you know, that gets to visit family during the holidays or something like that. It is nice to meet you. It's a pleasure to meet you. My name's Raquel, and my husband, Eric, is a coach alongside, well, we coach together, right? So, but it's just really good to be with you guys. And Jason asked, actually, we've been talking for a few weeks about, and one of the topics that, well, the very top of his head, or what he was thinking was, can you talk about the long game, Raquel? Like, what does it look like? Okay, so you introduced me great, Jason. We've been coaching for 10 years this September. This September is our 10-year coaching anniversary. So that's pretty cool. So put a 10 in the chat. Let me know you guys can hear me. Yeah, put a 10 in the chat. Woo woo. So for somebody, okay, yes, you can hear me. Great. So for some of you, we're so glad that you're here. If you're just getting started as a coach, welcome to the team. We're glad you're here. Your voice is important. Your story is important. And we just want you to share it. Just share your story. I was just talking with someone today. I'm like, you really can't mess up. Just share your story. Okay. I mean, we're all going to get better at sharing our story and all that, but just share your story, because it's hope to a lot of people. So, and Jason said, Raquel, could you come on? You've been coaching for a lot longer than I have. what is the secret to the long game? How many have asked that question? Like, could I really do this? First, we ask that question, can I do this? Number one. And then there's a second question. Could I do this for a long time? If that's you, put a 1 in the chat if you're like, could I do this? And then put a 2 in the chat if you go, could I do this long term? Because I want to know, has that ever crossed your mind? Like, this weight loss thing was awesome. I lost 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds. That's incredible. But do people actually do this for a career? I love when I started thinking about, oh, my coaching career. I was like, wow, it's not like you apply for a job and you turn in your resume and you're like, I like this for a career. It becomes that over time. Well, I love to share just a little bit about my story, and then, hey, I love how you guys are just, this is just the family, so there's trainings that are going to give you exactly step-by-step how to do a health assessment. So grateful for all the trainings, but you guys right here at this time frame, we just kind of speak from our heart. So if you allow me, I'd love to share my story and speak from my heart and what this journey has looked like for myself and my husband. So we got started. My husband, Eric, got started first. We saw a friend of ours, I call it shrinking. They were just shrinking in front of us. So we saw a friend of ours shrinking in front of us. And our good friends, Shane and Angel, they said, hey, Eric, found something that works for us. Maybe it would be a good fit for you. So Eric started his health journey in April 2011. And he started, and it took probably, I will say about 9 months, 8-9 months. And he lost 90 pounds, 90 pounds. My family's here with me. We're hanging out here in Santa Fe. So just like Jason and Eileen, we get to travel and we get to do things together and have experiences. So we're all here together in Santa Fe. So I don't live here in this awesome house, but I get to enjoy it for a week. Well, my husband lost 90 pounds and it transformed our life. It just changed it. The dynamics of it begin to shift. And it was during that journey. And a lot of you might say, yeah, that's similar to my journey. I got started to lose weight and people started to notice. Well, our family dynamics changed. All of a sudden we were active and we were ready to go on an adventure. And we were like, what else can we do? Through that weight loss journey that people start to notice. And so I will tell you that whether you're brand new or you've been a part of this community for a while, people notice. They notice your journey. They don't just notice your weight loss. We notice when people are shrinking. We see, every week, oh my gosh, your coworker's shrinking right in front of you. What are they doing? But they also notice what's happening on the inside, what's going on in the inside. So that's what people recognized in my husband, Eric. He actually started as a health coach before I even began as a client. So I got on program. He started in April. He started coaching in September. I ordered my first box at the end of September. Why? Because he became a senior coach, right? And so it paid for me to have program delivered. So I began my journey. I lost 20 pounds. And I think it was in a couple of months, 2 months there, 2 months. And my very first client was my sister. We went to go visit during the holidays. And there she was going, I'm struggling. And she has PCOS and she had some other things that were happening. And she actually told me that her endocrinologist told her, you need to eat 6 times a day. Sound familiar? And you need to have protein with every meal. Well, she tried that for a month. She's like, I'm exhausted. I'm eating all the time. I'm gaining weight. This is not helping my situation, right? Okay. She gets started, and that's what, people notice. So that was my weight. That was a weight loss journey. That was kind of the introduction. That was kind of the big bang into this. And did I think that this would be a career? No, I didn't. Did I think that we'd be able to go places that I never dreamed possible with this? No, I didn't. But it evolved to that and has evolved to it. So I will say this, that at the very beginning, people trusted us to start their journey because they could see weight loss. Then, after coaching for a year or two, people began to trust us because of our consistency. So there's almost like different lives that you're living within your coaching career. So at first it's kind of like shock and awe. Oh my gosh, I didn't recognize you. You've lost weight, haven't you? Yeah, I lost 50 pounds. I lost, 25 pounds. I lost 60 pounds, whatever your story is. But then there becomes this different phase, this next phase. If you continue to share your story, if you continue to improve your health, then there becomes this consistency phase. And someone reaches out to you and they go, I've been following you for 2 years. And you're like, really? I've seen your story. And not only have you lost weight, but you've kept it off. And they go, could you tell me more about that? Yeah, let's talk. So there's this consistency phase. And then I will say this, that it appeared to me that now that we have been coaching for, I would say probably around year 6 or 7. And I might have just lost you. Okay, I'm sorry. But there's also a third phase. The third phase is people are now trusting us to get started on their own journey because they see our lifestyle. Really? Well, I don't know if you're going to be a part of Optavia for 6 months or 6 years. I just want you, and it doesn't matter. There's no judgment. Either way, it is like, oh, I tried that. Okay, great. If you improved your health just a little bit, like you went an inch farther in improvement, you started to drink water every day. Well done. We're so glad you're here. Or if you're sitting here going, I'm going to make this a career because I feel it on the inside, because I want to be a part of this mission. I want to help people. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. If I'm a janitor at a school, I'm probably going to be connecting to help somebody. I'm going to be raising money, food bank to help a family. I'm built that way that I'm going to help people. So maybe that's you, and Optavia is a vehicle for you. So I will say, looking around the bend, around the corner, what you'll see is people are going to notice your weight loss. They're going to notice your consistency. They're going to notice your lifestyle. Okay, so how? That was the $1 million question Jason asked me. Raquel, can you talk about the long game? How do people coach? Because so in 2011, I lost 20 pounds. That was my weight loss story. 2011, I lost 20 pounds. I learned healthy habits. I learned to hydrate, learned to eat my vegetables. I learned, how to order at a restaurant, whatever health tips that you're collecting right now and you're adding to your life. We did that. Does it get old that you're always talking about weight loss? I don't know if anybody's ever had that question before. Like, aren't you tired about explaining the 5-in-1 over and over again? I don't know what phase you're in. I don't know if you just started and you're like, I feel amazing for the first time in 20 years. And you will tell everybody from the rooftop about the 5-in-1. Awesome. Maybe you're in that consistency and you're like, oh my goodness, what's awesome is to lose weight. But what's really awesome is to help somebody else get started on their journey. And then you go, oh, but then what's more awesome than that is to help somebody else get started on their health journey. That's fun. And then all of a sudden you go, wow, no, that wasn't anywhere close to fun compared to watching somebody dream a dream that would have been impossible before Optavia. And now they're not only dreaming it, but they're living that dream. Can you imagine Jason Adams working at his job for years and years and years? I can't remember how long you worked there, Jason. You had tenure. You just 20. Is it 20 years? Is that what you're saying? Can you imagine working with somebody that's been at their company, at their job, they moved around throughout the company, but they've been there at that one place for 20 years and have the audacity to quit that and go live their dream and travel the country and homeschool their kids and work from anywhere? Can you imagine you would be able to have a gift that would offer that to somebody? Blows my mind. How does this happen? Okay, the entrance, the front door to this big, beautiful house, it might be the 5-in-1. It might be inviting somebody to do a health assessment. But how I've played the long game. You're like, Raquel, 20 pounds, who cares? Blah, 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 comes and goes, it's life. How do I stay engaged? The answer is I have continued to transform myself. It started with a healthy body. It moved to healthy relationships, healthy mind. And then eventually it evolved into healthy finances. Is that cool? I don't know where you're going to enter. Maybe you've already got a healthy body and you're just like fitness, you're doing that, but you need some more time in your life, or you need some financial freedom in your life. So maybe you're entering there. Okay. But along the way, we all kind of pick up these core foundations in our life. Okay. So how did you do it? What's the long game? Raquel transformed herself. I was in that process. I'm in that process of transforming. What does transforming mean? I set a goal for myself to lose 8 pounds 10 years ago. I reached that goal and I was like, can I go further? Yeah. And then I was like, could I exercise? Could I move my body? What would I like to do? Why would I like to do it? I want to be around for my kids. And at this point, my kids are now 19 and 15. When we started, 9 and 5. So I wanted to be healthy and strong for adventures with my kids as they grew up. Now my daughter's like, let's go bike riding, Mom. Okay. I can't keep up with her. I can't keep up with my 15-year-old. But I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's do it. The next day I'm a little sore. I have to admit, Crystal, a little bit like I'm going a little slower getting up. Okay, but I'm continuing to transform, whatever it is. And Dr. A and the Habits of Health have given such a great platform for personal growth that you can start wherever you start, you can improve. You can take your finances, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being amazing. Where do you find yourself right now? If it's at a 4, okay, let's talk to your coach about getting it to a 5. There's always a place that you go, I'm interested in improving my life. So long game, Jason, is I transformed and continue to transform. That's uncomfortable. Some people might just shrink back right now going, you're still on this journey? Yes, I'm still on this journey, transforming. And so, gosh, we've read incredible books. I've been in workshops with Jason and Eileen. That's just like, man, being asked these questions, like, do you still find yourself asking permission to have what you want? Yeah, I do. Why is that? Why am I asking permission from who? I'm not sure. I'm asking permission to have what I want. All of a sudden you're posed these questions and you're like, personal growth moment. And I lean into it. Like, I don't like the answer that I'm, to be honest, current reality. I kind of am still looking for permission. I kind of am still looking for approval. Okay, personal growth moment. Always looking to transform. Always looking. So how do I stay in the long game? I will say that I've personally transformed, and then I moved from weight loss to transformation coach. And so every time I do a health assessment or I start a client and we're talking about the 5-in-1 plan, that first week we're like on the phone. Yeah. Show me, send me a picture of your lean green. I'd love to see what you're eating, the whole thing, right? Because we're all doing the same thing. None of us have, not now I'm not supporting a client. No, I am. But every time I do that, I know that on the other side, there is a transformation story that's beyond weight loss. And I don't know what the transformation story is. I don't know what it is yet. And so that alone has kept every single conversation brand new. It has kept this whole idea of coaching. It's so challenging. It's so disruptive. Like you can't get in a groove because every person you talk to is unique. Everybody has different dreams, different goals. Everybody has different obstacles. Have you ever helped a nurse that works the night shift, goes in at 7 p.m. and gets out of work at 7 a.m.? Okay, have you ever, and you're trying to coach them through the 501? That is, you go, that's an obstacle. And then you only work 3 days a week. So 4 days a week, you're on an opposite schedule. So it's like you're flying to London every 3 days and then coming back. So you got like jet lag back and forth, every person is unique. And then the transformation story is unique. If you can, and I'll finish with this, Jason, if you can fall in love with transformation, you have a whole lot of fun with this for a very long time. Transformation looks different for everybody. How cool is it? We can help someone that's, wheelchair bound gain health. And you go, okay, well, we're not going to be sitting there talking her goal as being a marathon runner. But I do have people who've done the Ironman and they're like, I'm not healthy, even though I can do this endurance run. Everybody's different. Every single story is different. And it's beautiful if you surrender to the process, surrender to the adventure. Just be curious. Just be curious. I mean, I love watching Tabitha's story. I think she was Tabitha. Hey, okay, there you are. I love watching your story. I loved watching your house being built. I love watching, baby come to the family, and then there were 3. How awesome is that? I don't know what your story is, but I'll tell you this, it's not over. And it's an incredible thing to watch unfold, like a flower blooming. I don't know what your flower is going to look. I don't know what that is. I don't know what your dream is, but I know it's possible. And I'm sold out to transformation. And I just think that's really cool. So that's my long game. Jason, I hope I answered that. I hope I was kind of gave some information towards this. I'll pass it back on to you. You and Eileen are amazing, great friends. This program has also helped us to find great friends, and you guys are one of them.
Thanks, Raquel.
Thank you for having me.
You could just keep talking. That's totally cool. You just keep on going. I don't think anybody would mind whatsoever. No, I love it. I think it's absolutely perfect because, I think sometimes we can really get stuck into that weight loss coach section, and over time that can get really old too. And if you're not continuing to grow, and there's one thing that you said, it says you continue to transform your story, and so there's levels to your own story. So what do you want to be? Do you want to be a weight loss coach, or do you want to be a transformation coach? Because what's going to serve more people long term, and what's going to create a bigger impact? That there was that someone said that at convention, instead of putting a rank on their map, they put impact, right? And that's what I think is that long term, because the long term, though, in all of that is that you are continuing to grow, and people are starting to see the different levels for you. And so that's where that I think that long term success and outlook is going to come from, is when people start seeing that you are continuing to evolve and you're not just a quote unquote weight loss coach, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to do this for the next 10, 15, 20 years, people need to see you evolve as well. And so that's something that is definitely in our journey, not that we're at all perfect at it, but has kept me in the game is because I continue to work on myself. And if I'm not continuing to work on myself, that's when I get real, um, I don't know, not depressed, but just feel stagnant, right? Just feels like nothing's happening because it all starts with me. So I love that. That was so good, Raquel. Thank you for sharing that. And I think that, it's going to resonate with new coaches and people that have been here for quite a while because again, it is Rebecca just wrote there, it's a journey. And like over time you have to grow, you have to get better. And if we want to do this for a long time, imagine, I always think of this like if you come out of this a better person, regardless if you do it for 5 years, 10 years, you come out of it a better person, you've already won. Like that was it, you won the game. And that's what it's really all about. So um if anybody has just something quick, if they want to thank Raquel for hopping on, or just a quick little thing, we'll probably just stay like 2 more minutes and then we'll let her go and respect her time, of course. If anybody has anything they want to say real quick, come on. Oh, there's Kate. All right,
Thank
got it.
you, Raquel. That was awesome. I think the biggest thing for me that just kind of hit home because it covered from the brand new all the way to those of us who've been doing this a while is who are you asking permission from for what you want? Dang, mic drop. Okay. Yeah, personal development moment. Thank you.
And it's just interesting how, as you get this desire to grow, you don't shove off questions like that. You go, I want to get curious about that. Am I doing that? Or why am I doing, or who am I doing that with? And you go, you have this uncomfortable moment. You go, this is a moment. Oh, I recognize this feeling. I recognize uncomfortable. This is an opportunity for me to grow. An opportunity, and go, okay, so am I really taking responsibility for my life? Right, Kate? So you're kind of going, permission for what I want. And am I still looking for permission to go for what I want? And that is what, I mean, that's just a limit. And you go, yeah, but I told myself this is limitless. Okay, so you kind of just go back different layers. I like how you said that too. There's different levels, different layers. And I think that's what makes this so exciting. And as you're helping other people, you're like, I remember that layer. I remember when I asked that question to myself. Okay, what's exciting is that we're all still growing. So shoot for the stars. Don't set your own ceiling on your dreams.
And I just thought of something when you're saying that is, are we also setting the limits for like our coaches that are coming in if we're not showing them that? We're not showing them that big transformation that we've gone through as well. And we could definitely be setting them up to just be stuck in that weight loss coach or whatever that is.
Well, you're talking to someone that's lived just a completely uncomfortable life for about 2 years in my coaching career. So Eric and Eric is the one that spoke with Dan Valentine first. Okay. So it was their relationship that got, that grew into him becoming a client and him becoming a coach. Well, we all know Dan. I mean, he's amazing, right? So what is it like if you have someone that's amazing and they become a client and they become a coach and they pass you up and all the ranks and all the accomplishments? Opportunity for personal growth. And I will tell you, it's the greatest blessing to have someone love this mission just as much as you and continue to push forward even past you, because there is no limit. Why? There's nobody's saying how many people you can help. Like, oh, you reached 100 in 90 days. That's it. Can't do 101. This isn't hunting. You don't have a limit there. So I like how you said that. Are we introducing limits to people that we're bringing? And are those limits that we have being imposed on them. Oh, personal growth time.
Lots of opportunities. So, all right. Well, if anybody else doesn't have anything to say, we always like to keep these to about a half an hour. But if anybody else wants to pop up or just again say thank you. Actually, I did want to say one thing. I got a text message from Tabitha today. I'm going to read it really quick. Should have had it pulled up already. So we want to talk about growth. This, I got to tell you guys, she got a message at work, I believe, and it says, Tab is the epitome of positive thinking. Take notice, people. Now, if anybody knew Tabitha when she first started coaching, this is a big deal. This is an amazing message, and she's worked really hard for this. So I just wanted to just recognize that. And again, thank you. So I think we'll just call it. And Raquel, that was amazing. We really
Thanks,
appreciate
Jason.
you. We
Thanks,
love you
friends.
guys. Yep. And
Thanks, Raquel. Thank
do it
you,
again
Crystal.
sometime.
Okay, sounds good. Love you guys.
All right, bye.